Fellas, are you still powdering your balls? You know you don't need to, right? If you want to keep your fellas feeling cool and dry all day and reduce chafing, then you need to get yourself the Crop Preserver. The 24-hour non-powder moisturizer and deodorant was designed for your butt, balls, and body. Boasting active pH control, anti-chafing, quick absorbing, and made in the beautiful US of A. Head over to manscaped.com and get yourself the Crop Preserver. Your balls will thank you.
In Sunday afternoon's Patriots practice, Josh Gordon was seen stretching in full pads and a helmet. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. Evan, this is an indication that Gordon is likely to come off NFI in the very near future. A positive development, clearly, but one maybe we didn't expect so early on.
Yeah, big news day down here on a Sunday afternoon, and Gordon coming off NFI. Obviously great news for Josh Gordon and the Patriots, but I think what this means roster-wise, there's no more stash spots on this roster. No more guys on NFI, really. They have Cameron Meredith now still on the physically unable to perform list. Everybody else, though, is either on the active roster or out of here, which we'll talk about in a second. So what does this mean? It means that Demarius Thomas, Gunnar Olszewski, Braxton Berrios, they're kind of vying for that sixth roster spot. We'll get to that in a second here too. But again, it's just no more staff spots, no more guys in waiting. Everybody that they've expected to kind of be on this team and be in the mix is now in the mix at a full capacity.
And more breaking news on Sunday, Maurice Harris was cut by the Patriots.
Yeah.
Something that was a little bit expected because of the inconsistencies. He shined early on in the preseason and in mini camp, and then really had a steady decline from there. So not the biggest surprise.
Yeah, this is a great kind of lesson to all of us that mini camp in June means very, very little.
Yeah.
Even the beginning of training camp kind of doesn't mean all that much. A lot of us wrote about how good Maurice Harris looked and how comfortable in the offense he looked. He's already catching passes from Tom Brady. And then here we are just a couple of months later after minicamp, and he's off the team. One thing that kind of follows through from his Washington Redskins days, everybody down there said really talented player, just couldn't stop being injured. Just the injuries just kept on piling up. And it's not these big injuries, it's just like these little nagging hamstrings or ankles or whatever the case may be. And Mo Harris just, when you can't stay out on the field at 100%, it's really hard to stick on an NFL roster. And I think he kind of ran into that problem again here.
So now that we know Josh Gordon is going to be back in the mix, Maurice Harris is out.
Yeah.
Restack the depth chart for us a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of starting to take a little bit more shape here, and we're starting to get some things. Inman, Maurice Harris out of the picture. I think that there's 5 guys that I'm looking at right now that are pretty safe. Josh Gordon, obviously, Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, Philip Dorsett, and Jacoby Myers. I think those 5 are guys that are going to be here in some capacity. Certainly those guys I named off the top of the list are here no matter what. Yeah. Then it gets to interesting that 6th spot. Are they going to carry 6 wide receivers? That's a discussion. Also, is it more of a guy like a special teamer, like a Berrios or like a Gunnar Olszewski, or are they going to go with the experienced Demarius Thomas? I think Thomas, if Myers didn't emerge the way that he has, then Thomas is probably on this team. Now I feel like he's fighting for it a little bit, and that 6th spot, you got to have a guy on that 6th spot that can play a little bit of special teams. The veteran's not going out there to play very much special teams, so I think it really matters to see how much are they going to rely on Josh Gordon and N'Keal Harry to be those outside guys. Do they want to keep Demarius Thomas as kind of outside receiver insurance for those guys? Remember, he's going to be sitting here on the bench a whole lot if he's not playing, if there's no injuries, if there's no things kind of bubble up again with Josh Gordon. That doesn't happen, then Demarius Thomas is going to be doing a whole lot of standing around, where they could have had a guy like Gunnar or Braxton Berrios on the roster returning kicks, returning punts, being involved that way. I think it's a tough battle for Demarius Thomas. He's late to the punch here, and then he's also, a little bit behind some of those other guys that would be, not special teams players like a Jacoby Myers. I know he's a big name. I know that Myers is just a rookie, but I think that Myers has done a ton here to really prove himself.
This Foxborough Report is brought to you by betonline.ag. Head to clnsmedia.com/win. Enter promo code CLNS50 to receive your welcome bonus. For all of our Patriots content, head to our website at clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.